Hello and welcome from the Bristly, stranger. We are coming to have a look at something new today, set in the Warhammer 40,000 universe, Mechanicus. We will be playing as the Adeptus Mechanicus as they travel to the eastern fringe to investigate a strange planet. An expedition has already been sent and contact has been lost. Now they are moving en masse on the planet. A lot of the Scutari forces and the actual army of the Mechanicum are on the surface doing various bits and pieces, but the planet is covered with a network of tombs. The previous expedition has somehow stirred it up or awoken it. The arrival of our forces has poked the hornet's nest and it is coming to life. There is an awesome introduction at the very start. I'll put a link to a bonus video in the description below for anyone that's not seen that. If you haven't, it's really worth a look. There is some new DLC for this game just out as well. As you can see in the bottom left there, Heretic. I think that pits us against Renegade Adeptus Mechanicus. I've not really played the game at all, so we're going to leave that well alone for now. I've played the tutorial and I've played a couple of times through the first couple of missions. There is a rather strong enemy that I keep running into, and because I'm playing permadeath switched on, it is the end of the game. We are going to start a new game. We're not going to put Iron Man on, just for recording purposes. If anything glitches out with the recording, I do like to go back and reload it. Obviously you can't do that on Iron Man, but we will be having permadeath. On the new game, we can start on casual. This gives us loads of bonuses, but that should... yeah, it's a little bit too easy in it. I think we're going for normal, hard, and very hard. Yeah, like I say, I've had a couple of goes and found it quite hard on normal. So we're going to stick with normal. We're going to skip the tutorial because I've already played that. We're not enabling Iron Man, and we are enabling permadeath. We can have custom difficulty, so we can change the different modifiers. I am going to be skipping the talky bits, but just as an interesting aside, when the Necrons talk, they sound like they have more humanity about them than the actual Mechanicum themselves. They talk in like a machine can. I'm sure we'll hear a bit of it. One little bit that I did want to put in as well, it made me chuckle. You don't really see it in games, but it shows the ship travelling through the warp. And as it's going to its destination, you see what it's like actually going through the warp. I quite like that. I don't think many other games have shown that. So we'll speed through on our way and then we'll pick it back up on the battle bridge, like the planning section of our battleship. So here we are, here are the Magos sitting around. This is the information thing. When we zoom in, you'll see the little servo skulls floating around. All of the actual tech priests will have one of them. We've got a couple of options for our missions. We'll have a look at those in a minute. On the tech tree, we have just got the very basic things unlocked. A pistol and a power axe. All of the rest of it are, well, apart from the servitor, which is our basic troop. Again, we'll look at that in a minute. All of the rest of it are question marks. Apart from the litany, we've only unlocked one. I think this is the one you always start with. The rest you kind of unlock as you go. We'll have a look at them as they come up. So here we are on the cohort screen. We have troops at the top. As you can see, we've only got one, the servitor, level 1. They've got a special ability. When they're hit by an enemy, we collect a cognition point. That is kind of the resource that allows us to do our attacks and extra moves. They also have a single melee attack that does 1 or 2 physical damage. There are 2 types of damage, physical or energy. At the bottom of the screen you can see that we have got 6 spaces. I believe these are all for our Magos. We've got 2 Magos at the minute. We've got River and we've got Vosseros. I haven't equipped them yet, so let's go and do that now. So at the minute they are completely blank. The only piece of gear that they've got is their servo skull. They can use this for collecting things. They can also use it for scanning enemy. I think they can all do that as standard. Some of them might need to unlock it with a discipline. At the minute we have got 1 augmentation capacity, which means we can only take 1 item. But we're going to upgrade him straight away. So like I said, I've not really played much, but I like to have one of my Magos as like a bit of a range specialist and the other one as a bit more of a melee specialist. So we're going down the Dominus route. We've got +4 for ranged weapons. That is the first one. We click to unlock that. We use our Blackstone points up here. This is kind of the reason we've gone to the planet, to harvest this stuff. It's going to cost us just less than half. It does give us another slot though, which is really the most important reason for doing these. So now we have done that, we have leveled up to rank 2, we can equip various bits and pieces. Like I said, we've only got the axe and the guns, but what we're going to do, we're going to give them 2 guns, because they're our range specialists. With Vosseros, I think we're going down the melee route. Now, I don't know what is best with all of the skills. Explorator, this reveals enemy statistics in melee range. I think as we go down this, it does focus a bit more on melee combat as well, so we're definitely opening this one. We've only got the axe. Of course, we have got space for another augmentation now, so we're going to give them a gun as well. We might change that depending on what we unlock with our missions. There is no hard and fast with the skills. You can spec into all the different trees if you want, and have a little bit, but obviously the power's right at the bottom of the tree. They're going to be much stronger than anything else at the start. Now we've got our guys equipped, we're ready for action. This is the main dude up here. These are his trusty advisors, and at the minute only the top 2 have got missions available. We don't have to actually choose them, we can have a look at what's available. It shows us what kind of enemies we can expect, so just Necron warriors and scarabs. It shows us what augmentation, so Blackstone, yeah, we get some of that. This is like a healing claw. It does use a cognition to actually use this ability, but it heals 2 to 4 hit points. We've only got 10 at the start, so this is kind of a big deal. The other thing, Volkite Blaster, I've not seen this. It costs 3 cognition to use. It's got a 1 turn cooldown, so that means we can use it once per round basically. 6 to 8 damage though, that's quite a lot, but it does take up 2 slots to use. We will have a look at the other mission though. So the other mission has just got Necron warriors. It's got the Omnispecs, which can make our enemy have less chance to hit us. That does cost power to use. It's got an upgraded weapon, 2 to 4 physical damage. Well, that's quite rare. Normally the guns are energy rather than physical. It does cost a point of cognition to use it though. Machine Spirit is kind of like the critical effect, does extra damage. Yeah, you know what? I think we'll go on this as a nice easy start. So we have our little Avarice lighter. This is kind of a mini transport. We are taking both of our Magos. We've got 4 more slots. Obviously, as we progress through, we unlock more slots. Also, a little cancer here. We've only got our one that heals 5. We haven't unlocked any of the others. We're going to fill the shift up with these servitors. These don't start unless we can pay in cognition to deploy them. They are very slow. They have a short ranged movement, and obviously they have their melee attack as well. So we are playing Winds of Change. I've skipped the dialogue for now. Obviously, as you're playing through it yourself, you get a lot of the story, but we will go into it briefly, I suppose, we've got a sensor bearer servitor, and he's been deployed by one of the high up mages to cleanse the Xenos taint in this area. We've got to escort it through to the sacred location. We get a bit of a random map. These exclamations are points of interest. These glyphs, they raise the awaken level. This is a permanent thing for waking up the entire planet. So obviously we want to keep this as low as possible. The maps are different every time. We can see that this is the location we're going to. So we have a choice of direction. It doesn't really matter. We're going to take the shortest route possible, I think. I don't know what the advantage of getting these glyphs are, and I do know it does awaken more. But we are going to continue on to here. So we have encountered a miasma of fumes from the Xenos machinery in this area. It's masking the servitor's incense. So we have got three choices. Depending on what we choose, we will get various outcomes. We could raise the threat, we could get some loot, or we could get some power to go into the next encounter with a bit more power. So we can either power through the area, we can try and purge the area, or we can pray for the corruption to stop. I think we will purge it with fire rather than prayer. So prayer has power, but you cannot deny fire does too. This guy, he is the Mechanicus, but he is also kind of in charge of making sure we don't follow heretical ways. So he does definitely think flames are pretty good for that. We managed to get 2 cognition points as well, so in the encounter we will start with 2, so that is not a bad thing. We know we're going this way, so we've got 2 more routes to go through. So this time the sensor servitor has stopped moving. It looks like it's having a breakdown as well, so we have got to choose the best way of kind of fixing it. Primary maintenance, obviously that's going to be the best, but it will take the longest. Do you know what, I'm not even going to look at the others, we're going to go straight for primary. That has damaged one of our servitors. Okay, that's fine. These are kind of cannon fodder anyway. Kind of don't really want to lose one this early, but that is a lot better than one of our guys taking a hit. We are going to go straight towards our destination though. And yes, this encounter has just straight up awakened some of the threat. As with all things in the 41st millennium, they don't really understand how things work 100%. They say prayers and they go through rituals to hope that it works. And for some reason, a voxcaster, which is just like a speaker really, has popped out of the servitor's face and is trying to engage us in philosophical discussion. So we can either talk to it, we can try and get rid of it, or we can examine it to see what it is. I don't really want to damage it. I don't think our boss will be too pleased with that. I don't really want to engage it either, that's going to slow us down, so let's examine it. Okay, so he's saying whoever has tampered with the machine will be punished for this heresy. It's probably happened long ago as well. But, on the plus side, well, I say the plus side, Necron initiative has increased, so they might be going before us. They've got a good chance of it. We've got some more cognition points, so we're going in with 4 lit up, which is pretty good. And we've found a piece of tech, a power field generator. Now, I've not seen this. It's got a 3-turn cooldown. It costs us a cognition point. All physical attacks gain +2 damage for 1 round. That is pretty good. We haven't got it at the minute, but we can fit this to our guys. So we're going straight through to the end. Obviously, we know this is the bit we're going through. It's got a glowing icon. We are getting a little bit of rhetoric about the Necron warriors. We're going to skip through that. the servo skull that we encountered at the beginning, he is going to give us a dialogue all about the different things. If you don't know about Necrons, these things are like soulless machines. You can blow them up and they self-repair over time. They don't actually die. They kind of get teleported away rather than actually being dismembered. The Gore's weapons, that is the gun that they're using there, they can strip through a man in seconds, and if used upon themselves, it is kind of like a very minor wound. So, yeah, they're very hardy opponents, and these are kind of the rank and file basic troops of the enemy. So our objectives are clear: kill all the enemies. We can change the place where we are sitting. This bit here, we can get information from this. Blackstone. So, do you know what? We do want to be going through there. We've got this platform that will swing around the map as well. Do you know what? We will move our Magos to here. I think I want a servitor in here though, so let's put him there and we'll drop a servitor in here. They are quite slow, but with them on the map they might take the hits ahead. As you can see, one of our things is flashing. That is because we're deploying one. These guys only cost one to put in, so we'll put just one in for now. These bits up here are where we can get extra cognition points. Yeah, the Necrons, they went first. They are literally just moving about. Our servitor, we're going to rush him forward. That's going to be it from him though. He's not going to be able to do anything else, so we'll just end his turn. Our guys, so we want to scan this thing. We can move to there. This hasn't cost anything. We can get 75 Blackstone, very good. Now, if we move again, it's actually going to cost us a cognition point. But before we do that, I think we're just about in range to give him a shot with our pistol. That costs 0 cognition points. He has got physical armour, so actually energy weapons are the best way to take him out. We have got another attack. It is a physical attack though, so his defence will work quite strongly against that. Do you know what? These guys are shooters, so we're better off stood next to him. So we'll walk up. We will use our servo skull to harvest some of this stuff. Back up to 3. We can have an attack. It's 1 to 3 damage, obviously. I think that is because of the armour. It's normally 3 to 5. Yeah, 3 damage maximum. Excellent. If we move away, he will get an opportunity attack. But I'm kind of happy sitting there. As you can see, the little blue area, that is kind of the rest of this move. If we go in the orange, it's going to cost more of our cognition. But we don't need to do that. We'll end his turn there. The other guy's going to have a go. Now, if we stand here, we can't fire through the servitor. They do block line of sight. So we're going to go here. We've got extended range with River as well. So if we have a shot, we can maybe even take that one out. Can we get the other one though? No, he's just out of range. If we move on to the platform, which I think will be a good idea because there is another thing just over here. We can have a shot at him now. Yes, he again has got physical, so energy weapons will be stronger. He's got more health than the other one though. Do you know what? That's fine, we'll keep plugging at him. Excellent, 2 damage that time. Again, we'll use our servo skull to suck up some points ready for next time. But that is kind of it for now. These terminals, we can destroy them, but I will probably come back and do that later. Let's end turn. We're going into a new round. This lift is moving. Obviously, this first level is very similar every time. We've got another Necron warrior coming out, so we've now got 3 threats. These things recharge, and we have the choice of putting another servitor down. I'm quite happy with putting another servitor. We're going to put him just here, I think. That'll do. We don't want to use all of our points up. This guy is moving first on the initiative track. Obviously we can see here all the different guys. The one over here, he's quite late, so he might not even get an attack. We're going to move to here because we don't want to give the enemy an opportunity attack. We're going to punch him. It is going to do no damage though. Do you know what? That's fine. We could have criticaled, but it did nothing. Okay, fine. This guy's moving away, so we get a free attack again. Because they've got that physical armour, we're not doing anything. The servitors getting shot over our Magos though. And servitors, they are cannon fodder. So I'm quite happy with that actually. Our Magos then. We can't shoot our gun in melee. We can just attack him though. Let's do that. We did get lucky, so we have killed him. He is down, and we've sucked up the kind of cognition point straight away from standing next to him. We could take a shot at this guy. In fact, we will do that because he's got physical armour. There we go. 2 damage. Excellent. And then we really want to go and stand next to them, but we can't without taking an opportunity attack. Don't really want to do that. So we're going to just stand next to that guy and end the turn. This guy, however, we can go and stand next to the one that's down and hit it. That way it's not going to come back to life. And then, do you know what? We can walk to there and make it harder for this guy to move away. That's the end of our turn there though. This one, we want to move up to here. Do a little bit of scanning there, get some more loot. Now, we have got a ranged weapon. This guy's locked in combat and he's behind this thing. So I think what I'm going to do, we're going to destroy this. Initially I thought, why would we want to destroy this? But of course it's part of the Necron 2. So destroying it will disrupt them. So -2. So that's taken this awakened track, it continues even in combat. So it's going to cost us a point to stand next to this, but we're going to get a point back for standing next to it. Our servo skull is still recharging, so we can't use that until next turn. And at the start of next turn, we're already stood next to this, so we're going to get an extra point. That is it for him, though. The platform moves, that's fine. I don't know whether this Necron's intelligent enough to go and get on it. Start of the next turn, we suck that power up straight away. Do you know what? We might as well deploy a servitor next to this guy. That means we've got 3 attacks of opportunity if he goes before us. Do you know what? We're going to delay. There's a big hit from our Magos. The other guys... Wow. That's enough to kill him. Excellent. This guy's going to have a wander. Our Magos. Do you know what? We'll leave the attack there. We are going to use our servo skull to suck up some of that power. We are going to move back to here. This guy's still quite a way off. I don't think we've got any chance of shooting him, but we can shoot the little platform. There we go. We will whack it with the axe as well. That should destroy it. Excellent. So lowers it again, and we can continue moving. Do you know what? We could move again, but I'm not going to. We're going to leave his turn there. The servitors, don't forget to do the attack. We don't want this Necron getting up to stand behind us. And then we will continue on our merry little way. That's you done. If these guys die, they cost us no points to deploy. So there is no big loss there. That's the end of you. This guy, do you know what? We'll save his servo thing, because we can go and stand next next to that. Get the extra point. We can go a little bit further. I do want to keep moving with him, so we're going to do that. We could move again, and in fact I'm going to. Otherwise we might get left too far behind. Now we can't, well, we can use the servo skull, but there is no cognition points to suck up anymore. We can zoom out to look at the map better, but I kind of know that there are none. So that's fine. Just check the range. We are out, so we can't take the shot. Fine. The servitors, we're going to shuffle them up, but I think they're going to get left behind. So that's them done. We could use the platform, actually. I don't know if they're close enough. We'll have to see. We will deploy our last wounded servitor. Just there. This guy... We'll move him up. I think he might be the closest target, but again, actually, he might not. This guy's going to wait. He is going to move. He's probably going to be in range now. Yeah. Yeah, 3 damage destroys that one. That is fine. We actually get a cognition point for that as well. We are going to move up. We've used our servo skull, so we can't do that. But we can fire the pistol. He's got energy shield, so our pistols do actually less damage. We are going to use our energy to move up, and then we can attack. We can't, we need power for our power axe. There's a surprise. Okay, yeah, that's fine. This servitor isn't going to get anywhere. Fine, I think we don't want him to stand in the way, actually. Let's go just there. That's you done. The other one, we'll go and stand on here. I think it will be quicker to just stand on there rather than trying to go round. We know it's got power defense, but we might as well have a go. We're going to use our skull to suck up a bit of power. And we are going to have both of our attacks that cost 0. It says 0 damage, so we're probably going to do nothing. We'll have a go just in case we get a crit though. No damage, fine. It didn't cost us anything other than a few seconds. It's worth a go. The Necrons, yeah, they're doing nothing. The servitor will keep moving. You're done now though. Attack of opportunity, physical attack, 5 damage from a critical. He's going to shoot us now though. And unfortunately, 4 damage. Unfortunately, all damage on our guys we have to pay in Blackstone to repair. Now he's moved away, we will have a free shot just in case it crits. It doesn't. We'll move up. I don't think we need the cognition point. We will just... Do you know what? In fact, before we do that, let's cancel that. We can use our can to restore 5 health. It is only on the active one, but that puts him up to full, and it means it won't cost us any of our power, or our Blackstone even. Bam! We got the machine spirit, 3 damage. We will suck up some power just in case, and then we will leave him just there. The servitor is going to wander about. You're done. That one's going to stay on the lift. You might as well stay where you are and just shoot. We did break his armour with our machine spirit attack, so excellent. We've killed him. He's the last enemy. That is mission complete. So yes, mission complete. The sensor servitor reaches the location, it wafts its stuff where the air intake takes it all around the tomb. The cohort guards it until its incense is fully deployed, and then we can get back to the tomb entrance. So we've got a little bit of back and forth between the Magos at the end there. They just basically say, even if it hasn't done anything, it will make the tomb less malodorous for the subjects going through it. We get all of our rewards. As you saw, our 1 turns into 1%. Once this gets to 100%, the tomb wakes up fully, and that is kind of the end of the game. I don't know whether we have to get to the end game boss before then, or whether once it gets to 100%, like I say, I've only played the first couple of missions really. We got Blackstone for our kills though. If any of these guys had cost points, we get some of the points, if not all of the points, back if they survive. The ones that die, these guys cost nothing anyway, so we don't lose anything. Because our guys were fully healed, it didn't cost anything either. And of course we've got our new augments here. Excellent. So straight away I'm going to be coming in to spend our Blackstone. We'll go on our range expert. I am tempted to put this in, because that way it does cost a little bit of cognition, but it does more damage, and it gives River two options, one for energy and one for physical. I know we could do the same with the axe, but I like the idea of the range stuff. We also have this field generator, which ups our physical damage for 1 round. I think we can give it to both of them, because it is a support item. Some of them have like a personal gear. In fact, if we go to disciplines, we'll show you some of it. So obviously we are moving down the Dominus tree. Next up we get a piece of gear. We can choose out of 1 of 4. They do various things, like this one gives us 3 extra hit points and energy armor. This one is 3 HP and 3 movement. Excellent. This is 2 HP and energy armor, and this is energy damage up. I kind of like energy damage up, but that is less important now. Do you know what? We might be going for that anyway. Yeah. Obviously we have to pay for the upgrade. We've still got some left, so we can upgrade the other guy. Now we've upgraded him, he has got an extra slot. So we could give him the physical damage. This costs a point of cognition to use though, whereas this doesn't. I think this is all of the time. We can drag it to a slot, as you can see. The actual figure's upgraded. I do like that about this game. The actual figure is updated with the gear that we're putting on. With Vosseros, we're going to continue down the Explorer. We have got... Now, we want him to move if he is going to be going into melee. We could do extra damage, but I do like the extra health and extra melee, so we're going to go for that. I don't know if I'm going to equip it, though. We have only got 1 more slot. We could take the gun off him, but I kind of like the idea that he has got a gun. Yeah, I think we're going to put the leg augmentation on. That does give him the extra hit points and 3 extra squares of movement, which is pretty powerful. Obviously, the missions will have updated, so we've got this one, which is the same as we saw last time, and we've got a new one where... Ooh, Scutari Vanguard. This is a new troop. There are some other bits and pieces, but obviously the enemies are going to get harder. I think really we're going to do this one, the easy one. It says they're both easy, but this one's probably going to be easier. Plus it gives us this healing thing, which might be useful before we go against stronger enemies. But do you know what? We are going to wrap things up here for now. Let me know what you think in the comments. Am I doing the wrong things? Have I immediately gone down the wrong trees? If you know what the best gear is, it would be nice to know. Should I definitely go for this one, or should I go for the extra troop? If you have enjoyed the episode though, do leave a like. And whilst you're there, if you haven't already, why not subscribe? It really does help the channel out, and of course it does keep you up to date with the videos as well. But for now, I've been the Bristly Stranger. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.